Hey Killer Bees, it's Pahla B from PahlaBFitness.com, and on tap today, it's the countdown to Christmas. And you guys, the festival of hits would not be complete unless I gave you at least one hit that uses a chair. That's right, we are all seated today for cardio and strength, and you're not going to need any other equipment, so when you're ready for this one, I'm totally ready. Let's go. All right, you guys, we are going to get right to it today. Now, just like the rest of our countdown to Christmas hits, I've got my handy dandy gym boss here set for intervals of 50 seconds of work and just 10 seconds of rest. I've got a nice handful of low impact, no impact cardio and strength exercises, and we're going to get through the circuit 3 times today. So let's go ahead and get started by coming all the way to the edge of your seat, and we're going to get moving with one of my favorite exercises. It's called rainbow jacks. Hands overhead, we're going to bring our hands down one way while the same foot comes up, and then down the other way while the other foot comes up. Now I'm going to remind you that 50 seconds is a really long interval, so take this at whatever pace works for you. Here we go. I know sometimes when I get going on these workouts, I think, oh, I've totally got this, and I go out at a really fast pace, forgetting that 50 seconds is almost an entire minute. So please feel free to take this, especially if you have not done a separate warm-up, at a warm-up pace. We're just getting moving and grooving. We're waking up those shoulders, totally feeling those shoulders, waking up those hips, waking up those knees. We are just moving and grooving, bringing that heart rate up too. Trust me, by the time we are done today, we're going to have a plenty high heart rate and lots of good muscle building strength. We do not need to be lifting weights to be building muscle. It's one of my favorite things to teach people is that body weight is all the weight you need. Moving nice and smoothly here. When it beeps, there it is, 10 seconds of rest. Our next exercise is oblique crunches. Feet about hip width apart. We're going to have your hands right here behind your ears or on your shoulders, whichever feels more comfortable for you. You're going to reach your opposite elbow for your opposite knee. Crunch down and sit all the way up. Crunch down with a twist and sit all the way up. The sitting all the way up is actually the really important part. Well, I mean, the crunching is important too, obviously, but sitting all the way up in between really gives your abs a chance to recover before we squeeze again. It's important to squeeze and recover and squeeze and recover. Now, if you can't get your elbow all the way down to your knee, don't worry about it. That's really just what we're aiming for. I never worry about you being able to get it done exactly the way I'm doing it. As long as you're attempting the same type of motion, you're getting the same muscles that we're all working. And in this case, that means the obliques. That's why this is called an oblique crunch. We're working those muscles that are right on the sides. 10 seconds of rest. And coming up next, we're going to spread our knees even wider for this one. It's called frog reaches. We're going to reach all the way down and all the way up. So all the way down, all the way up. Again, crunch and recover. And in this case, we're moving as fast as we can, really bringing that heart rate up by getting the hands over the head. I do not care if you can reach all the way down to the ground. Again, it's not about that. It's about bending over, because you'll notice that as you're sitting back up, boy, are you using those glute muscles as well as your abs. That's what we're targeting. Even with cardio work, we're getting in some good core work here too. Awesome. You are doing a great job, nice and quick on this one. If you're feeling a little bit more warmed up, you could go faster than me. If you're not quite as warmed up, you could go slower. Whatever pace works for you totally works for me. That's why I love a timer workout. Excellent. All right, this time we can bring your knees back together. This next one I very cleverly called press up and pull open, because that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to press up and pull open. Press up, pull open. When you're doing that pull open motion, I know you can feel that in your upper back, right there along your shoulder blades. You're squeezing your shoulder blades together rather than just flinging your arms open. You're really thinking about squeezing from your upper back. Awesome. Great job. Now this one is meant to be strength, so you could go a little bit slower. It's not supposed to be cardio. My heart rate is already up though, so everything kind of feels like cardio right now. And bringing your hands over your head always brings your heart rate up. But if you need a couple of seconds more than I'm taking here to really squeeze from your upper back, that's totally okay to go a little bit slower. So Sometimes I want you to move fast, 10 seconds of rest, and sometimes I want you to move slow. This next one is fast. We're doing something I call toy soldier, which means once again, hands overhead. We're going to reach the opposite hand towards your opposite foot, or knee, or shin, or whatever you can get to. This is ab work as well as cardio work. We are moving as quickly as you can while still holding in your core and really getting those legs swinging. Awesome job. My knees have almost stopped popping. When I do this kind of bringing my legs up, it's really funny how my knees always pop. There we go. Nice and quick, really thinking about not curling over into it. We're sitting up straight and tall. Head is up, chest is out. Having your hands up overhead is what makes this such a cardio workout. Heart rate has really come up. Awesome. When it beeps, we're going to get 10 seconds of rest. And you guys, that was the whole circuit. That means that we get to start again with round 2 with rainbow jacks. Once again, hands overhead, which brings that heart rate up. Knees about hip width apart or a little bit wider. Bringing the hands down to one side and the other. Opposite, actually not opposite, the same side, which actually makes this really challenging for your core. You know, this is the thing that I've noticed. I think this is number 6 or maybe 7 of my seated workouts, and every time I do one, I am always astounded at how much ab work we get doing everything. I love, love, love it. We're always working on that core. It's pretty much my favorite thing in the world is to make sure that your abs and your glutes are as strong as they can be. Every motion we do during the day is driven by your abs and glutes. So we got to make them as strong as we can so we can be as healthy as we can. When it beeps, we'll get 10 seconds of rest. Awesome. Catch your breath. And then here we go again with oblique crunches. Hands on your shoulders or behind your ears, whichever one feels more comfortable. Opposite elbow to opposite knee, crunch, and sit all the way up and crunch, and all the way up. Very nice. This is a big squeeze. Really thinking about twisting from the spine. Hello, Rosie. Really thinking about twisting from the spine to engage the muscles on the side. If you're just going straight up and down, you're really engaging more the abdominals, which is in front, which is good. I mean, that's good for you too. But by twisting and squeezing across your body, you're also working the full range of the side muscles, the oblique muscles, which means that we're getting even stronger and healthier all the way across your body. When it beeps, we get 10 seconds of rest. Excellent. And squeeze and up. Good. All right. And again, here we go with our feet just a little bit wider. Our knees get wider for the first 3 exercises. Frog reaches is coming up next. We're going to reach down low and reach up high. Good job. Moving quickly. We're kind of going back and forth. Not kind of. We are going back and forth between fast and not slow work, but slower. So we're getting our heart rate way up high and then letting it come down a little bit with that strength work. Nice and quick. Really thinking about squeezing those glutes to bring you back upright rather than just letting your lower back take over. Your lower back is, if it's anything like mine or everybody else's that I've ever worked with, your lower back will always volunteer to do work that it shouldn't do. That's why we so often have lower back problems. Our glute muscles, funnily enough, are lazy. They've got lazy butt muscles. And so our lower back is always willing to help out. 10 seconds of rest. And then we're going to do press up, pull open. So really brace that core, sitting up nice and straight and tall. Press up, pull open. Press up and open. Good job. So getting back to that lazy butt thing, we have to ask our glute muscles to do their job. It's sort of weird how they have a job to do, but sometimes they just don't feel like it. So by actively thinking about recruiting the glute muscles, you will recruit the glute muscles rather than just sitting upright or moving your body unconsciously. Thinking about squeezing your glutes when you're sitting up from that bent over position, that frog reach position, will really help your glutes activate and will help them do their job. When it beeps here, we're going to get 10 seconds of rest. Very nice. Awesome. All right, and then once again, we are already ready, all ready for the for the fifth and final thing in our second round. Toy soldiers, hands up, opposite hand to opposite foot, being real sure not to squeeze and roll over into this. Just squeezing from your abs to pull that leg up in front of you. If you're reaching towards your knees or your shins, that's totally okay. I'm not super flexible. I'm not getting all the way down to my toes. Even when we do this is one of my favorite standing exercises, actually. I do this one quite frequently in my low impact workouts. Even then, I can't touch my toes. It's not really about that. There's a time and a place for flexibility, and this is more cardio. This is all about that high heart rate, getting your heart pumping. Whew, burning some fat, burning some calories with some good high heart rate cardio moves. Very nice. All right, you guys, that was the end of round 2, and that means here we go again with round 3. Spread those knees just a little bit. We're going to do rainbow jacks, hands up, hands to one side and to the other. It's a little bit of a bend over on this one. You're only bending to the side though, rather than curling forward. I know it's hard to tell on camera whether or not I'm curling forward. I'm actually trying really hard not to curl forward, but rather bending from side to side, giving a little bit of spinal flexion from side to side. Also definitely engaging those abs and obliques and those glutes, really helping bring that leg up and down. Awesome. Heart rate has really skyrocketed at this point. Got mighty sweaty in a nice short amount of time. And when it beeps, we will get 10 seconds of rest. Nice job. All right. Woo! That was the end of rainbow jacks. Here we go with oblique crunches. Knees just a little bit wider. Hands somewhere near your shoulders or your ears, whatever feels comfortable for you. We're going to squeeze across and up and squeeze across and up. Really thinking, once again, this is that bent over back to sitting position, which means we're really thinking about not just squeezing from the abs on the way down, but squeezing from the glutes on the way up. The up is almost as important as the down in almost every exercise. Lots of times people think about the main portion of the exercise, the squeezing part, but the getting back out of that position is just as important and builds just as many muscles, just the opposite muscles. You've got lots of helper muscles and lots of prime movers. Prime movers in this case are the abdominals and obliques. Oh, and then the helper muscles are the lower backs and the glutes. Awesome job. All right, you guys. Knees as wide as they go, because here comes frog reaches for the last time. We're going to have hands up. And here we go. Reach down and up and down and up. Very nice. This one's nice and quick. We're maintaining good form even while we move fast. That's the tough thing about cardio. I tell you what, it's real easy. It sounds so funny. You think of injuries as coming from, difficult exercises. This is a relatively simple exercise, but if we're not using good form, not bracing our core, it's really easy to hurt yourself on something like this. So we are taking it at the whatever speed you can really maintain that core bracing, glute squeezing action. When it beeps again, we're going to get 10 seconds of rest. Very nice work. Awesome. All right, knees together again. Whew, settling ourselves. Here we go with press up and pull open for the third and final time. Press up, pull open, up and open. Keeping those elbows together on the way up and pulling them apart on the way open. Really feeling this in my shoulders and upper back. This is what we were talking about earlier with body weight is all the weight you need. You could totally do this with hand weights if you'd like to, but man, this is already really feeling the burn even without anything extra in my hands. Raising and lowering your own body weight is plenty of challenge. When it beeps again, we're going to get 10 seconds of rest, and then you guys, we are already on our very last exercise. The next thing is our toy soldiers for the third and final time. That's exciting. We have made it through this list almost 3 times. Toy soldiers means hands up, reaching your opposite hand for your opposite foot. Nice and quick. I know I keep saying opposite hand for opposite foot. Opposite hand for opposite leg. Wherever you can get to on that opposite leg is all good with me. Nice and fast. Still thinking about good form. I know it's real tempting. This is our last exercise. I've gotten tired. My heart rate is up. I'm sweating. It seems like it would be real easy to just curl down into it, but keep that head up. Keep that chest up. Good form the whole time. That's how we get the most benefit out of our workout. Awesome job. Now I will tell you guys, when it beeps again, I know I've said that we're done with the circuit, and we are done, but we're not quite finished with the workout. We're going to take 10 seconds of rest, and then I've got one final thing for us. It's something I call star balance, which ordinarily sounds like something you do on your feet, but I tell you, it'll be just as challenging here in the chair. We're going to put both hands up, and we're going to lean to one side while having that opposite foot up off the ground, and then bring it back up and lean to the other side with the opposite foot up off the ground. Oh my goodness, do you feel that work? In your abs and in your shoulders a little bit by having your hands up above your head, of course. Also down into your glutes where your legs are trying to work on holding you steady and stable. That's why this is the finisher. This is the toughest thing that we're going to do today. And when it beeps again, we will be better than done. We will be finished. You are doing such a great job. Finish it out strong. Awesome. Oh, that got tricky on that side. Only going as low as you can recover from. Oh, thank goodness that was it. You did such a great job today, and I am super, super proud of you. I really hope that you had a good time with this workout. If you did, I would love it if you'd give the video a thumbs up and share it with your friends with one of the buttons. Now, if you have any questions at all about any of the exercises, need modifications, need clarification, please feel free to leave me a comment. I love to help you get your best workout. And make sure that you click that subscribe button so that we can work out together again. Thanks.